Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirsho here, and now, before we do begin, let us give a brief little review. In the last part, a number of things have happened. We had Izuku. Izuku, he has become an outlaw because he refused to take off the mask and reveal his identity to the world. Deku picked a side, and the civil war has begun. Now, Izuku sustained heavy damage. Him and the heroes, they battled. And surprisingly, Deku, he showed real power, real strength. He battled off against Captain Marvel, She-Hulk, Doc Samson, and the Thing. And in this battle, he was able to hold his own and survive. Yes, he got messed up. He broke ribs, fractured his skull, and was covered in bruises. But he was alive. And Deku, he definitely had heart. But more importantly, something was weird. His spider sense kept going off, repeatedly over and over, non-stop. And Deku, he just thought it was because taking off the mask meant everyone he's ever met would be in danger. That's what he thought his spider sense was alerting him to. And Deku, that's what made him join Cap's side. Now, with that being said, Deku and Jessica drew. The two, after he woke up from his injuries, had a drink. And Deku, him and her were last seen in her private quarters. Now, with that being said, Deku, he currently does get to wake up in bed. And he does still feel like shit. His body has been trying to recover, trying to heal. And that alcohol in his system has already gone through it, along with all that painkillers he had. Now, Deku wakes up in pain. And right now, after he does try to sit up, he does find himself in Jessica's bed. And he's actually a bit more surprised. He's definitely got a pounding in his head, and God, he needs something for the pain. Okay. Ugh. Shit. Well, last night was definitely weird. It was nice, though. Bit of a distraction. Yeah. The kiss was nice, but. Hmm. Being an outlaw, being Spider-Man. I mean, running away from home for what? How long will it be? Yes, Ben has him covered, but at some point he does want to go home and see his mom. He he's Spider-Man, and he doesn't know how long that'll be. And right now, Deku, he's a bit concerned. As Jessica herself just goes to sit up, her turn to ask him if he's okay. "Hmm? Yeah, sorry. Just I had a lot on my mind. You're fine. Last night definitely was an interesting thing, though. "Hmm? Right, right. Uh, I appreciate the distraction and the drink. Yeah, you're fine. Though, it wasn't a mistake. It wasn't? No. The kiss, making out a bit, and, well, just having a friend is nice. Stressful is not good for us, being superheroes. I appreciate that, but I think if me and you are going to be serious, we should probably be careful. What do you mean? Not used to being around girls? Not really? No? Oh. No, that's not what I meant. I mean, well, I think you know what I meant. I did. I just thought you could have used that. Right. No, I appreciate it, but shouldn't I go back to my room, or you could just stay? Really? Yeah. I mean, nothing happened if that's what you're concerned about, but we need to relax. Take time off, be heroes, and be ourselves. Find the balance, remember? Right. I know, I do appreciate it. But I probably should go to see a doctor in case I have some injuries that get worse. They're gonna stand and leave the room. As right now Deku, he heads back to the medical ward, and he does actually find a doctor. Them going over a few of his injuries, trying to reevaluate him and give him some painkillers to sort things out. Deku's healing factor will take a few days, but he will be back at 100% soon. And that is worth something. Now, right now everyone, they do go to somewhat get together. And Captain America, he does at least try to give his team what they need. He gives them orders, and he tells them how this might all play out. With this Registration Act, they are all outlaws. Yet, they're all superheroes. Criminals might not listen to that law, but the government is trying to crack down on them, put regulations on them. They can't play by the rules because the supervillains don't. The governments refuse to reveal their identities. They have Norman Osborn known to be the Green Goblin, but that's because he's a very high profile person. And it's like Tony Stark. Enough money and influence and you can't keep a secret. People will always reveal them. They'll always have something to say. If you can't pay them off, it'll always get out. So, that's just it though. He wants everyone to understand they can all play on the same playing field. They are all friends, essentially. They can trust one another and make sure no one here betrays them. He is Steve Rogers. He'll make that known. And Deku, he does somewhat gotta look around. People start to reveal their names. And Deku, when it does get to him, he does just stick with Spider-Man. And Captain America, he does understand. Deku would like to keep a secret, but Cap does try to tell him. He can definitely take off the mask in his personal quarters, but the fact is, knowing he's Spider-Man doesn't help a lot. There might be times where they have to take off the mask. There might be times where they have to do certain things that don't require vigilantes. So if he's gonna work with them, they need to at least understand they can trust each other. Heroes won't reveal the secret. However, everyone on the other side, they might. And Deku, he does try to talk about it. He does have one problem with everything. There's S.H.I.E.L.D. S.H.I.E.L.D. does know who he is. But the fact is, they won't reveal it. And everyone, they do something to look at Deku. As he goes to talk about it, he's had a lot in his mind, a lot to think about, and logically, he has come to one conclusion. S.H.I.E.L.D. won't reveal his identity because if they do that, then they wouldn't be able to trust or put trust in their agents. Think about it this way. How would you feel if you revealed Daredevil's identity? How would you feel if you revealed Cloak and Dagger's? I mean, think about it this way. There's Wasp, there's Ben Grimm, there's Thor, there's Miss Marvel. If you revealed all of their identities, you'd put them at risk. And Cap, he does at least gotta verify that. S.H.I.E.L.D., if they start revealing identities to the world, the public, then the superheroes would be the ones against S.H.I.E.L.D. Because while they do like their privacy, not having it blasted over the headlines is definitely important to them. Now, Deku, he made a valid point. And Captain America, him and his Secret Avengers, they do get to work. And Deku, he does have a few things on his mind. Right now, they work in the shadows. They work in the dark. And that does mean Spider-Man, he definitely needs a new design change. And Deku, he does get to change it. There's no more red and black or red and blue. Spider-Man does have an idea. He remembers the stealth suit, a design idea that he had. And, well, he's going to be basing this a little bit off of Venom, but hopefully it doesn't look like Venom. And that Deku does try to work on. And eventually he does go to create it. A black suit with a white Spider-Man symbol. And Deku, he does get back to work. Right now the Secret Avengers, they try to help out, fight the criminals in the dark, while the superheroes that work with the government or work with S.H.I.E.L.D., they do so in the light. And right now the world, they see the Secret Avengers. And there actually is J. Jonah Jameson. The man is all for the Superhuman Registration Act. It gives them a chance to hold Spider-Man accountable. It gives them a chance to see the man under the mask and finally blame him for everything he's done. Finally, put a face to the name and even get an actual fucking name. He's worried about all of that. And right now, we do actually have on a night. It has almost been 2 months since the Superhuman Registration Act was signed in office and officially made a law. Now, currently Deku, he is on his own tonight. He wanted to clear his head, get away from some of the fighting. Some of the things that he's been learning recently haven't been good. Heroes are hunting heroes. S.H.I.E.L.D. is, well, militarized. And their agents, they've been tasked to try and take them down. Captain Freaking America is an outlaw. And the hero community, they've been divided. A wedge has been slipped in between the popular heroes. And others, the ones who try and abstain or get away from all this, they're being dragged into it. There are heroes who literally gave up being heroes because of this law. And now half of the community is gone. That means quite a lot here. And the ones who do remain, such as Spider-Man, they're left to try and do what they can. The friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is an outlaw. And Deku, he's still not sure how to feel about that. And we do currently have where Deku, he has got to land onto a rooftop. Him going to look around, as he does going to see somebody running. And right now he does somewhat try and focus on them. He remembers that there were some rumors, Kingpin, and somebody working for him. He definitely needs to investigate that. But most importantly, that person down there, they don't look like anyone he's ever seen. And Deku, he has got to jump. Him going to, with his stealth suit, glide. Now, Deku is going to fly down. And right now, he is going to actually land and then going to turn around. As a woman does going to stand there. Her talking about it. Well, he must be Spider-Man. She's got to say, she likes the new suit. Definitely a bit more in season this year. Who might you be? Face it, Tiger. You're not going to know that. Now, what are you doing here? Well, you must be Black Cat. I see you've heard of me. I have. Bits and pieces and little bits of rumors. Now, are we going to do this the easy way or the hard way? You know, I've honestly always heard that question, but what about you? You know this is illegal, right? Please. I'm not following some stupid law, especially if it means people I love are in danger. Ooh, love. How about you tell me about it? We're going to step forwards. And Deku does somewhat good bring up his hands. His spider sense not going off. But Deku, he's not too sure. His spider sense has become more unreliable, unpredictable. It still does work, but he feels like there are times where it just blares off in his head for no reason. And that concerns him. He's been trying to stay more alert, more vigilant, not rely on it. But he's come to realize a few things. He relies on it way too damn much. And ultimately, it can be used against him. overloaded with mental stimulation, to the point where he can't even move. I mean, it tells him that there's danger, but it doesn't tell him what. And now it's on the fritz? That's definitely bad. Especially whenever it went off one time at 3 freaking in the morning. So, that tells him quite a bit. Now, Black Cat doesn't say a word. We're going to step forwards. We're going to ask him, isn't it lonely to be a hero? Not falling for this. Come on. Don't you like having people around? I, come on. How about you just let me get away? How about you just let me do what I want? Her is stepping forwards. And Deku, he does still stand there. He hasn't been trying to move, not let her intimidate him, but apparently she's not trying to intimidate him. And Deku does still stand there. As whenever he does go to bring up his hand, he has to tell her, stop. And right now she's going to bring up her hand. Grabbing Deku and going to turn. Her going to throw Deku directly over her shoulder as she sent him flying off of the building. And she turned and continued to run. And Deku, he spilled his he felt his spare sense go off. However, he didn't listen to it. Apparently, he was a little too distracted. And right now, after Deku does get to catch himself, he does go swing back to the top of the building. As Black Cat is gone. Shit. Not good. Okay. So what now? Deku feeling his spare sense go off. I'm going to actually turn and leap out of the way. As this time, he does get a dodge out of the way of a blast. I'm going to turn and see no one. What the hell? Okay, shield. No, shield wouldn't do this. Storm? No, but where is... I'm going to actually turn and roll. Him moving out of the way of another blast. Before Deku, he actually is going to turn. I'm going to blast out webs through the air. And right now, he does a blast some out that are going to hit a small target. As the wasp does get to fall down onto the building. Her going to enlarge herself, and actually going to grab the webs. Her trying to pull them as Deku is a step forwards. Talking about how they'll dissolve in about an hour. She's lucky that she's on the top of a building. But hey, try and shrink down again, and she might be able to slip through it. Though, he's not going to count on it. Those things are stronger than steel. And he designed the web fluid to be better. I mean, his organic webs are still pretty good, and just turn yourself in, kid. It's Spiderman. And no, I'm not. Kid, you don't know what you're getting into. You're really going to try and run from the law? Yes. You're so sure of that? I am. Your husband built Ultron, didn't he? That does not have anything to do with this. Hank Pym. What about him? He created the Ultron robot. Insane and a lunatic. That's what the robot is. Your husband sounds like a great man, but he also sounds like a terrible person. So, reconsider who you're on the side. Reconsider who is on your side before you try and tell me about mine. Now, Izuku's going to turn. Him going to walk the ledge, and they're going to jump off. Him going to swing through the air. Black Cat got away. Huh. Yeah, that was the first time he's properly ran into her? Or, well, met her? Yeah. He's heard rumors and things, but the fact that she's an actual criminal, wasted potential. That on Deku's mind. It does slightly unnerve him, though. Just by being out tonight, people have tried to come after him. He's stepped in to save, but people still treat him like an outlaw, not a hero. And Deku, he's not too sure what to do. However, right now, Spider-Man, he actually is called in by Jessica. They have a bit of a lead. There is a chemical plant that might explode, and that means they need all hands on deck to try and save it. Try and make sure things are okay and people don't die. And Deku doesn't understand. Him going to swing over to where the chemical plant is. And right now, Deku, wherever he does go to arrive, there's the fact that he doesn't see anything wrong. And that doesn't make sense. Deku's person's going to go off. I'm going to turn and see that Iron Man and his team are currently arriving. He sees a few people. And right now, Deku, he does get a watch as Falcon flies overhead. Deku going to actually get down and stay down, as right now his stealth suit does keep him hidden. And Deku, he actually is going to radio in, him trying to tell everyone about what's going on. He just saw Falcon. Whatever's going on here is a trap, and they need to all get out of there. However, Captain America, he does try to talk about it. They kind of figured that out. They've already ran into Tony. And it very clearly isn't good. Now, Deku, he actually is alarmed by what has happened next. A battle begins to ensue. And whenever he does try to come in, there's already a number of things happening. Cap and his team are trying to get out of here. Tony and his team are aggressive, and they're making things unstable. And right now, there actually is Goliath. Goliath, he does want to try and hold off everyone. Cloak and Dagger can get them all out of here safely. And Cloak, he'll teleport them all away. And Deku, whenever he does going to run directly towards Cloak, there's the fact he is going to turn back. As Thor, he does go rushing forwards. Him smashing directly through Goliath's gut. As right now Goliath, he goes to fall forwards. And Deku does going to stare on. As right now Captain America, he does go to turn. Him going to grab on Deku's shoulder and tell him, it's already too late. They can't allow his sacrifice to be in vain. And right now Deku, he actually is pulled into Cloak's cloak. As right now Iron Man, he actually is alarmed. He tried to move forwards to catch them. However, Thor made a mistake. And Iron Man does a turn. Him going to yell at Thor, as right now Reed Richards, he does say a code. Him singing out loud as Thor, he actually does someone to have his head fall forwards. And right now, Reed, he does comment on it. He thought that it wouldn't have done that. There were supposed to be safeguards in the programming. And right now Iron Man goes to lay into Reed Richards because of what he did. There is now a casualty to this war. And that means people are willing to kill for this. The superhero community has been divided. And Deku, he's not sure what to say. He just saw a man die. And why? Because he didn't agree with the law? Because he just thought he was doing what was right? That man had a family. And Deku, he's not too sure what to even say. With the fact that he just saw it happen in front of him. I mean, there's just so much to talk about with that. And Deku, he got back to the base. He needed a second to himself. And right now he headed back to his own room. As Deku, he pulled off his mask and hopped in the shower. He had a lot going through his mind. A lot of things that just didn't make sense. A lot of things he didn't understand. How are you supposed to be a hero and work with the law? I mean, the amount of things they'd have to go through, jump through, the hoops, they'd delay them by hours, days even. I mean, how are you supposed to say you can stop a supervillain the same day if you work with the law? Because you'd have to be authorized in order to do so. There are so many flaws. The fact that heroes are doing what they were already saved the most lives. I mean, right now crime is on the rise. And people, they don't understand the reasons for it. Because they're still blaming the heroes for what happened in that one city. Blaming them for the deaths of 1,000 people. But they don't realize something. More people are being condemned to death because supervillains are being more active and prolific. They're being, well, left unchecked. And that means a number of things. And Deku, He doesn't like it. At one point in his life, being a superhero and having these powers were the best thing, but now they're not. He's learned that these powers, they have a cost. But how steep are they? How steep is it? What exactly would he have to give up just to save a life? Would he have to give up his own? Would he have to let someone die? The weight of having these powers, this burden to carry. He thought at one point it was a blessing, but no, it very well just might be another curse. And with that, Deku, he tried to clear his head. He wanted to properly get things sorted, understand them. And whenever he walked back into his room, there actually was Jessica. She sat there asking Izuku if he was okay, or if he wanted to chat. I'm fine. Are you sure? Yeah. I just, I didn't, you didn't want to see it? No, I don't understand. Understand what? What's happening? Jessica, a man died, and I'm supposed to be okay with that? I'm not. I just, I'm not. I understand. You don't have to be angry, Izuku. I'm gonna walk over and sit down, trying to tell her he doesn't know what he's supposed to feel. He's concerned. He's been Spider-Man for 2 months, and there's been no time for Izuku Midoriya. Now, Deku and Jessica, they spend some time here. Jessica wants to talk to Izuku more, and Deku, he's happy to have her here. The relationship definitely has been getting better, more grounded, more understandable. It's definitely interesting though. Right now, Captain America, he sits there nursing his wounds and trying to give everybody at least a speech. He told them quite simply, friends and foes don't exist right now. They have good and evil. They also have the shades of gray. Heroes are operating outside the law and saving people. They're not jumping through hoops and becoming agents, like Iron Man and his team. That does mean a lot of things, though. Iron Man and his team are doing what they think is right because of the public. However, they don't see how this will affect things in the long run. Iron Man once put his identity on public display, and people tried to kill him. Iron Man had to deal with people constantly trying to attack or go after him. Eventually, they stopped, but that was because Stark had money to throw at the problem. You have to look at actual superheroes, not billionaires. They don't have walls to hide behind, security or money. They just have their powers or their skills. And that does tell you a lot. Right now, they may be operating outside the law, but they are doing the right thing. Morally, they're the good guys. Because they know this law, it's going to cause more damage than do any good. Yeah, you can stop that bank robbery, but let's see, the office is closed, so come back tomorrow. Need I explain more? Now, Deku, he does understand it. And Cap even does talk about Goliath. The man was a good hero. He saved people. He did a lot. And he gave them time to escape. The man shouldn't have lost his life. If he was arrested, they could have gotten him out of jail. But he wasn't. So, if it does come down to it, they need to be ready for this to actually escalate. Actually be what they think it's going to turn into. And right now, they need to at least trust people. Trust the heroes who know what the right thing is. Because right now, Susan Storm and Hercules, they've joined Captain America's side. And they've even tried to talk about it. Susan Storm revealed that Thor wasn't actually Thor. It was a robot created by Reed. And He went AWOL. He killed. And she doesn't feel like being around her husband right now. And Deku, he was kind of alarmed to hear that. Thor was a robot. Huh. Okay, well, there's that. So he's just gonna process that, but also at least try and think about what to do. We currently have Tony Stark. Tony Stark, he does stand there in front of the massive grave of Goliath. 37 plots for a proper burial. He had to buy all of it. He feels regret. Thor shouldn't have killed him. But at the same time, he should have complied. He should have known what was the right thing to do. And right now, they walk up to Tony. They try to reassure him what he's doing is correct, what he's doing is right. And that means a number of things. But right now, Tony, he does need to head back into the office. Because Mr. Stark, Tony Stark, the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., he has a lot to do, a lot of planning to do. And right now, that does mean a number of things. He has a few ideas as to how to catch Captain America, but that's going to be more challenging. They need to take out Spider-Man. Spider-Man literally has an alarm in his head that warns of danger. So, they need to catch him. They need to put him in jail. Or, what's the best option? Ah, yes. Replacing him. Slipping somebody into his shoes. Won't be easy, but in the end, it will definitely be the most rewarding. Now, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.